Okay, let us start the class. The class is being recorded. Okay, in today's class, we are going to understand in Python Lambda function. First, let me check that. Okay, my speakers are running. Okay, my mic is okay. Okay, now class is being recorded. That will be useful to further reference of the students, the classes, whomever not able to understand, not able to attend the classes due to their busy schedules. The classes will be kept in YouTube. That will be so useful to student further reference. Okay, these classes are very free classes. Weekly 3 times will be conducted on Friday and Saturday, Sunday at sharply 8 p.m. Okay, whether if anybody attend or if they don't want to attend, doesn't matter. Classes will be recorded and kept in YouTube. Okay, and you can see the classes from there. And if anybody desirous, and these are very free classes, weekly 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 8 p.m. sharply. Up to, this is my promise, these classes will be conducted up to my last breath. Last breath, these classes will be conducted. So I want to enhance the programming skills. Apart from that, English communication skills, as I discussed in the so many platforms, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Many times I told you that in India, so many rural villages are there. So many students are residing in rural areas, and they are not affordable to attend the classes, expensive tuition classes. So I pledged with me, as I told you, that 30 years I have spent in the army as a technical engineer. So after retirement, I started this concept to arrange the free classes to students, whether they are poor, rich, it doesn't matter. Anybody can attend this platform. These are very free classes. Okay. If you have any doubts, and you can make a call to me. My number is 9110398650. Thank you. Let us start the class now. Okay. In today's class, I'm going to, this is what, try to understand. In the previous sessions, I told you most of the time I have used the IDE, integrated development, that is VS Code. I will show this icon of VS Code. This is the icon. Okay. So one more IDE, I want to use the PC. This is PyCharm. That is only for IDE. PyCharm IDE for Python. Okay. But VS Code, that can be used for multiple languages: C, C++, C Sharp, Java, Python. IDE, Visual Studio, VS Code, Visual Studio Code can be used for different languages. Okay. Here, but this PyCharm, it is only for that is what your Python. Today, I'm going to create one more file here. As I told you that if you don't have any laptop, don't feel that. You can write the coding in the mobile. The mobile is very very strong device. It has so many, nowadays mobiles are coming in octa-core. Octa-core means 8 cores, and quad-core mobiles, 4 cores with the high-speed clock, 2.6 gigahertz, like that, and 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM. They are so powerful microprocessors. Okay, they can be useful to write the code. So many apps, as I told you, that I will explain. That is that one here. First, new, you come here, Python file. Okay. Now here, name. Keep today's class is what, as I told you, that today we are going to understand Lambda functions in Lambda function. Lambda underscore function. This is my file name today, because I am going to explain the Lambda functions today. Okay. Now, whenever you have given a name, so your function, this file will be opened. Okay. What is going on here? Everything is okay, no? Class is being recorded, no? Okay. Okay. What is this? Setup professional audio in audio settings. So, what do you mean of this one? Speaker, everything is okay. Microphone is okay. Speakers are functioning. Test speaker. So speakers are okay. Test mic. Hello, 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 hello. Everything is okay. No issue, no issue. Okay, close it now. Okay, now. Okay, now. So now today as I told you that the mobiles, we have a lot of apps for Android mobile. One is for that commenting. For Python, if you want to write the code in mobile for Python, download, that is what Python. So PyDroid 3. PyDroid 3. Okay, this is the PyDroid 3 app. You can download this from Google Play Store to write the code for Python PyDroid 3. For Java, JV JV Droid. So JV Droid, these are apps for Android mobiles. Initially, I started the classes. I started to teach in these apps for the students. Mostly, I think 1,000 lines of code I have written. That 1,000 lines of code I have sent to so many students, whether they have attended my classes or not. It doesn't matter. Normally, I will send to them, okay, for their practice. So if you have any doubt, normally I will send that class details. You can refer that and you can ask me question. So today's Lambda function, I am commenting here. Commenting hash. Hash means in Python, hash will be used for commenting. That line of code will not be executed by the interpreter. So here, what is Lambda function? Lambda function means implies that means simply it means a function, anonymous function. Okay, anonymous. Simply, you know that in anonymous. What is the spelling anonymous? Okay, this is the spelling anonymous function. Function means simply keep brackets. Okay, no need to write the function. I told you that function or method, they will be suffixed with the brackets. Anonymous. Anonymous means unnamed. Okay, unnamed function. Unnamed function. Okay, so Lambda function means, yeah, we need to write the okay, that is what Lambda function. Heading is what today's topic, Lambda function in Python. Okay, we will try to understand very deeply what is Lambda function. Before that, in many classes I have explained what is the function, okay, by def keyword. What is the function, what is the method? If you have not attended classes on YouTube, so many classes I have kept, you go there and try to understand them. After that, if you have any query, you ask me. I will explain in the classes. Okay, you can discuss in the classes any type of question. You can raise the question. You can ask many times. I have stuck in the programming, so that may be it may be happen in the programming life. Okay, as a programmer, we will face a lot of code issues, and that code will not be executed. That moment, don't be panic and don't be cool. You need to always be cool whenever the code is being not executed. That moment, you need to be cool and you need to try to do resolve the issues. Many times myself also, many times I stuck. Okay, Lambda function in Python. So it implies that anonymous unnamed function. It is unnamed function. It it takes many arguments. Takes many arguments. I will explain what is this argument. Many times I have explained parameter and arguments. It takes many arguments, but returns one expression. Returns only one expression. Only one expression. We need to understand what is that expression and equation in mathematics. That is very important. Huh? Okay. So as per definition, it implies that it takes many arguments, but returns only one expression. Okay. So expression is what? First of all, argument. Na? So first of all, let me define a function by def keyword before the Lambda function. Suppose in Python, function will be created with the def keyword. After that, any function name. So function name suffixed with the parenthesis. These are called bracket. Then after colon. This is one function declared with the name add. Okay, but no any statements under this defined. That moment, if you run this code, so it will give error. Why it gives error? So indentation error, na? Okay, you don't need it. Indentation, you need to maintain that. Okay, okay now. So it gives this type of error, indentation error, because you have declared a function in Python. After that, you have not defined any statements. Statements means line of instructions. So that moment you need to keep simple pass. Pass is a reserved keyword. So then if you compile this one, now, okay, so nothing, okay, code is okay, no any error is there. So if you have not written any statements, that moment keep simply pass. So but now if I want to write some, okay, so whenever a function is there, that moment, if I want to write some under this function, one string type of data was to, so now if function, okay, your function is created, function name is equal to add. Okay, now this function has one line of statement. Now function is defined. Now if you want to call that function, simply you call the function with the always bracket. Now you compile this code, what happened? Okay, so you have gotten Vasu printout statement. So this is simple function. Okay, now if I want to make it a return type function, now this function, it will not return anything. Okay, because no, this whatever the this is called one variable, that not variable, one string type of data you have passed as a pair, that will be returned. Okay, that will be printed. So if I want to make it as a return type function, I need to keep, suppose n is equal to, okay, now at this moment you have passed n as a parameter. Okay, that moment you need to use one keyword in Python, that is return. It returns. Now this function returns what? Returns what? Returns n. Okay, returns n. So now you come here. Okay, now you call this with the what? Now this is, try to understand. I told you that argument. Okay, now n is a parameter. Whenever function is declared, that moment whatever the value you pass in the function, that is called parameter. So whenever you calling that method, that moment the value you are passing, that is called argument. Okay, positional arguments. Yeah, as a programmer, now we need to understand all these terms of arguments, parameters. Otherwise, you will be confused. So whenever you are studying the literature, no, that moment you will feel difficulty. Okay, so now I have passed the value for this. What is this? 7 value. Now you compile this. What happened? Okay, you are not getting anything. Why you are not getting anything? Because that moment you put this as comment section. Okay, after that you call, you print bracket add 7. Okay, now you compile this, you run this. So you have gotten what? 7. So now this function, it is called return type function. Here return keyword I have used. So this function always returns some value. Okay, this is one function I have created. So how the function is created? By def keyword. Okay, so after that, in the previous classes I told you that suppose this is a function. So whenever I have whenever I create if I keep a class, I declared a class name is suppose name is a class, suppose. After that, now this function, now it is not called as a function. I told you that many times. Now it becomes a method. Okay, so why it is giving error? Because once this you declared a class with name, name anything, school, whatever, student. If you are feeling that you can change the name as student, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Now, student is a class. Now, under this one function is there. So always the function, it is going to be part of this class. So you need to put somewhat indentation. That is called margin. Otherwise, it gives indent expected. It is expecting some indent. Always tab, one tab means 4 spaces. Now one function is there. Now it is a method. Under this, whatever the statement, they need to be follow some margin, one tab, 4 spaces. Okay. Now this is called, now you have called this function. Now this function is, it is not a function. Now it is a method. Now it is a method. So you need to, if you want to call this method, you need to, either I told you that by the class name, otherwise you need to create an object. Suppose, let us see, you call this with the class name student dot. Okay. So now this is called this method now becomes what? Class method, because I have not created the object. I want to access this method with the dot operator with the class name. I don't want to create the object, because if I want to create the object will take more memory. Okay. So now let us see what happened. What you are getting? What? 7. Same result, na? So now this method becomes part of this class. Okay. So it is up to class and methods. Okay. Before that, I have created the function. After that function part of a class. Now this function becomes a method. So it is same return type. If you don't want to make it as a return type, simply you want to keep it as a simply print statement and remove this parameter here and don't pass any argument here. Okay. Now simply you call this. Okay. Now why it is giving expected means some indentation. I told you one tab. Now only you have kept one statement and you want to call this method with the class name student.add. Okay. Method must have a parameter. Parameter usually self. No issue. Self. I told you that self for what? Okay. Now you run this one. Okay. Student missing one required positional argument. Okay. Normally, whenever you want to call this method as a static method, means class method, that moment no need to give self parameter. Okay. Now compile this one, run this one. So you are getting what? Vasu and none. Why Vasu none? Many times I told you that. Why Vasu and none? Because in this function already you are requesting for a print statement, and again you are requesting for print. That moment you will get this type of none. Okay. Because under this method you are requesting for the print. Okay. After that you are calling that method with the class name. So remove this, again print. Okay. Now you will get the result as only Vasu. Okay. Now this is okay. Now this is up to practical over your class and methods and functions. Initially I told you that. Now my point is that I have explained arguments, okay, and parameters. Okay. I have clearly explained what is whenever you pass any value here, that is parameter. Whenever you are calling that method or function, whatever the value pass at the time of calling method or function, that is called argument. Now come that anonymous. I told you that unnamed function which returns only one expression. This is very important. Expression is what in mathematics we try to understand. Suppose, okay, x plus 5, x plus 5, x plus 6 is equal to, okay, 10. This is called expression or equation. No, it is equation. Okay, it is called equation. Why it is called equation? Try to understand that. In mathematical, it is algebraic equation. Algebraic equation. Huh? Why it is algebraic equation? Try to understand. If in equation, what is the difference between equation and expression? Try to understand. if only x plus 6, x plus 6. Now this is called expression. This is called expression. Why expression? I will explain that. Normally, equation means if is equal to is there and right side and left side is there, that is called algebraic equation. Algebraic equation, if here only numeric numbers are there, that is called, then it becomes what? Number expression, numeric expression. If any unknown numbers are there, like x, y, z, anything x, y, z, all the alphabetic, any alphabet you can use. So x plus 6, now it becomes algebraic equation. Okay. Okay. Now x plus 6, there is no any is equal to. So it becomes what? Expression. So try to understand. So I want to keep these. Okay. Now comments. Now, as per our lambda function, if I want to teach about lambda function, I told you it is anonymous, means it has no any name, first of all, and it takes many arguments. I told you that what is the argument and difference between argument and parameter, and it returns only one expression. That expression I told you that this is the expression. Expression is what? X plus 6. Huh? X plus 6. X plus 6, Y plus 6, anything, but right hand side is equal to, if there is no any is equal to, and that is called expression. It is algebraic expression. If you want to keep somewhat like numeric expression, 9 plus 6, it is numeric expression, no issue. Okay, mostly we use here algebraic expressions. F. Okay, so come down. Now I want to declare one lambda function. Lambda function will be created with the help of keyword lambda. Lambda. Okay, this is the lambda keyword. Then after I told you that it takes many arguments. Take a simple argument, one argument, anything, x. X is an argument. Syntax is this one. After that, first of all, let me write the syntax. Syntax is what? First, okay, use the lambda keyword. Lambda keyword. Then arguments. Then argument. Okay. Next, column. Next, expression. This is the simple syntax. To write the lambda expression. To write the lambda, okay, expression. This is the syntax. Okay. So this is the syntax. Now, what is the syntax? You need to write the keyword lambda, then argument, any argument, anything x, y, z, any num, you keep. If you don't want to keep x, you keep simple num. There is no issue. And after that, semicolon, colon. Then num is the argument. Now expression. Expression is what now? Suppose any expression, as I told you that num plus 4. This is the expression. Okay. Now you request a print. Now you do one thing. This total expression keep in a variable. Keep in a variable. Okay. Now suppose take a x is equal to, what happened here? Okay. Now x is equal to lambda. After that, argument. Num is an argument. Colon. Okay. Num plus. This is the expression. Num plus 4. Now, okay. Total my lambda expression, lambda function, not expression. Total is called, this is expression, this is argument. The total is called a lambda function. Okay. Now this is assigned to a variable. X is a variable. Now you call that function, the total function called with the variable name x. In bracket, you pass the value for this argument, say 8, then close. So what will be the expected answer? Why it is giving error? Error means one more bracket you need to keep. Now, what will be the expression? One more bracket, na? So, what will be the answer for this? Answer simply 8 plus 4. Okay, try to compile this one. You run this. So, you are getting what? 12. Okay, so if I want to, for this, if I want to write a function, a def, with the def function, keep simply def. Normally, if I want to write def, then after a name of a function, suppose add, na? So one more function, add one. Now bracket. So pass a parameter num. Then after you come down. So already function always must be terminated with the colon. Now I am writing a function with the def keyword. That's why I try to understand that. So for this, now I told you that once you pass any parameter, so you need to return. Use this is return type function. Okay, return what? Num plus 4. Num plus 4. Now come down. So now you need to call this function. Okay, print bracket. If you simply call this function as add one, function always suffixed with the bracket. Whether you will get the printout? No, you will not get the printout. Why? Because you have not put any print function. Always we need to use the default inbuilt print function to get the output, to see the output on the screen. So if you simply call this function, why add one? Because already I have used one function here, add. So that's why simply I have used add one. So now compile this. What is the result here? So type error, add one missing one required positional argument. So I told you that positional argument, whenever a function is declared and defined with a statement, whenever you are calling that, so you need to pass the positional argument. I did told you that this is return type. So you need to pass some value for this parameter. So simply keep anything, suppose 6, 8, whatever. So now if you compile this one, if you run this one, so what is it is giving error? Why? Because you have not terminated this. Okay. Okay. Now you run this one. No, you are getting what? 12. Understand that? So same lambda function in the programming in Java and Python, you will read lambda functions and they will be so useful whenever you write the code. Okay, somewhere you need to use. Okay, so now come down. So what I did here for this lambda function, it is a it returns what? 12 value. Okay, so I have written this function with the keyword def. Okay, so now I am going to do more examples and more practicals, like what try to understand. Come down here. One more a lambda function I am using here. Suppose simply with the lambda. Okay, lambda function, then after syntax is what? Lambda function, then after argument. Suppose if as per our statement is what, it takes many parameters, so I am going to give 2 parameters here. 2 parameters, suppose z comma y. Okay, z comma y. After that, parameters passed, colon. Now expression z into multiplies y. Okay, this is the lambda function I have declared. Now this lambda function, keep this lambda function in a variable. Take any variable you can say. Suppose school, as per your, okay, school is equal to lambda, okay, then z plus z comma y. Any arguments you can take. Now that is what, after that z into y. Okay, Now what happened? School is a, it is giving error because M, you need to use M, lambda. Lambda, these are the arguments, and then this is the expression. You want to do this expression. Now you call this, okay, print bracket school. Okay, school is what? The total lambda function assigned to a variable, school variable. Okay, you can take any XYZ. So now school in bracket pass the values for this ZY arguments. I told you that it takes many arguments but returns only one expression. Everywhere here, where is the lambda function? Here one expression is there. Here only one expression, but here one parameter I have passed. Argument, parameter, argument. Okay, don't confuse your parameter, argument. Okay, here two arguments I have passed. So now you pass the values 6, 9. Okay, now so automatically Python interpreter understood that 6 is assigned for Z and 9 is assigned for Y. So now if you want to print, you come run this. Okay, you run this one. Syntax error. Where is syntax error? In 9, where is 25th line? 25th line. One more bracket you need to pass because this is open bracket, two open brackets, one close bracket, one more bracket. Okay, now you compile this one, run this one. Name Y is not defined. Did you mean Y? Y is not defined. Try to understand. See, so these are small mistakes we do. So that moment now, so you need to understand what is the interpreter stating. So here, see, you have in the expression you have written small letter, but here you have written capital Y. So you need to put it as a simple Y. Yeah. So now you run this one. So now answer is 54. Why 54? This is what 6 9s are 54. So you can keep some text in front of this to differentiate both the, you can keep that is what your text is what this is lambda by using lambda keyword, lambda keyword. Okay, lambda keyword. After that terminate, two separators I have kept. This is a string, after that comma. Now you pass any value 6, 9. Okay, 6, 9. Okay, 8, 9, whatever. So why I want to differentiate this result by lambda keyword. Okay, run this one. Lambda keyword result is what? 89. Why 89? Okay, now 72, no, 72. We need to get 72. This is what simply you plus. Okay, you use plus. Okay, y plus. I will explain concatenation. So concatenation will not be occurred. Try to understand. Java interpreter, sorry, Python interpreter stating that concatenation. Many in the previous classes, I told you that what is concatenation. Adding of strings is called concatenation. If two strings are being added, that is called concatenation. But here, concatenation can only be done with the int to int, but not, sorry, string to string concatenation, adding of strings. But string to int will not be added. Okay, this is a string. Okay, so these are two integers, so it is not feasible. So that moment I told you that simply keep here what a comma. If I want to pass the values, these are what any 8, 6, 9. Okay, no issue. This is what dot you have given here. The dot will not be taken. Okay, 4, 6, 9. Okay. Okay. Now close this. Now what happened? You need to put the. Okay. Now what happened? Try to understand. I will explain. First of all, let this code executed as 58. Why 58? We need to get 14. No? Answer would be school is equal to lambda z comma y. This is the expression I want to get. Okay. Print. Okay. Print. It is getting error. Huh? Okay. Suppose return. If I use the return keyword here, return what? Return school. Okay. This is the syntax. Next, you come print bracket may school. Okay. Then after bracket, you pass the values. Huh? Values are what? Anything you pass. 6 comma 9, 8 comma 9, whatever you pass. Okay, one more bracket. So now what happened? Let us see. Why it is giving error? We need to check back that lambda function. So indentation error. So indentation can be solved. It doesn't matter. Okay, we need to keep this here. Okay. Now indentation. Why it is giving error? So IDE, this PyCharm, it is giving somewhat disturb. Okay. You remove this one, Z into Y. Okay, this is the expression. Next line, I am not getting the line. Huh? So you cut this one. You cut this one. Next, you pass return one. Return what? Return school. Okay. Now you paste that one word. You paste. Okay. If you okay, no issue. One more bracket here. Now you compile this one. Okay. Syntax return outside function. So school. This is to be. I want to keep somewhat return school.